Let's remain with this issue and speak to a member of the Ghana Institute of Architects, Tony Asare, on the ongoing situation. Sir, you're welcome to ChannelOne Newsroom.
Thank you, Marisanda.
Yeah, from your monitoring of this perennial issue, would you say enough has been done to avert a recurrence of the challenge recorded last year, for instance?
It's a difficult question to answer as to who should even do enough. A lot of the assemblies are under-resourced, and when it comes to issues of selling land, looking for permits, and then also development in areas that we are very sure we are not supposed to develop, it's difficult to tell whether enough has been done or not. This issue falls directly under development control by the district assembly. And for the reasons why they should not build there, it comes down to how much budget development control is given to be able to carry out their mandate. But also the responsibility falls on those who own the land and who sell the land to unsuspecting developers. But at the end of the day, we need to know that this thing has been happening over the past 15 years or so. A lot of them around this time will worry about the flood and the overflow and the spillage and all of that. But at the end of the day, when the rains recede, they go back.
The spillage began today. Based on your experience, how long does it take typically before its impact is felt in the affected communities?
Well, I don't know how long it takes. However, we know that the peak of our rainy season is between May, June, July, there about May, June. Now, we still haven't reached the peak of the rainfall. So, now that we are in third week of May and the rain is increasing, I'm looking at in the next 2 weeks, it's going to reach its peak. And that is where the source of worry is. The worry is not just about filling the dam and, dislocating or dislodging people who are within that settlement. But there are other issues, such as septic tanks that will be flooded, wells that will be flooded. If you have water that is mixing up with sewage and such things, then we've been worried about secondary issues beyond the destruction of property. But we are looking at health issues and a whole lot of other things. So this thing is really, really worrying.
In your view, is there a realistic possibility of mitigating the flooding caused by the spillage this year?
The realistic thing is to be able to evacuate the space. There is very little else that should be done. If the place is flooded, even having power on is dangerous because you can get a lot of people, getting short-circuited and a whole lot of other things. What they have to do is be able to move out of harm's way.
Now that they've refused to move out, if disaster strikes, can we still blame the city authorities?
Well, they are the managers of the city. And, if the responsibility falls with them, and after all the stakeholder meetings, they have failed to act, I think we should be able to lay part of the blame at their doorstep. But the biggest blame goes to the developers themselves.
Let's look at the architecture of the area now. Well, it is a dam, but before the dam, there was human habitation. Is there a way to have the two coexist without people having to be moving out all the time or moving out permanently?
No, I think that I need to correct that impression. The dam was in existence long ago.
The river would have been in existence long ago, but not the dam.
No, you see, I think that we long ago, when people started moving there, a lot of the developers were notified that those areas were floodplains. And it is known, it is on record. I don't think that anybody should throw out information out there that the settlement was there and all of that. No, I don't think that there was any serious settlement within those areas where you have village. When developers started getting to those areas, I remember very well about some 10, 15 years ago that they were informed clearly that they were not supposed to have built there. It will be very interesting to find out how many of them were given permits because they wouldn't have been able to obtain permits.
I see. So it's actually the people who came to the area after the dam was constructed.
Exactly.
I see. Very well.
Yeah. So I think it is something that we need to be able to investigate further.
Okay.
I'm just praying that it is not a perennial discussion, and that by June, when the rain stops, everybody will stop talking about it again, and then we have to revisit this thing next year.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for speaking to us.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. You're most welcome.
So Tony Asare is with the Institute of Architects, Ghana Institute of Architects. This is ChannelOne Newsroom on ChannelOne Television.